Esselamu Aleyküm ve Rahmetullah. Euzu billahi mineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Errahmanirrahim. Maliki yevmiddin. İyyâke na'budu ve iyyâke nesta'in. İhdinas sıratal müstakim. Sıratal lezîne en'amte aleyhim. Gayril mağdubi aleyhim veleddâllîn. Amin. Allahümme gfir zunubena, Allahümme erhamna, Allahümme erhamna acileyna, Allahümme istihdimna fi hidmetil Kur'ani vel imani vel islami bis saadeti ve selameti ve sıhhati vel afiyeti ve sabri ve sekine vel ihlas. Ve sallallahu ala Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve ashabihi ve etbahi ve sellem. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Amin. We have been studying the chapter Mursalat, and it was one of the early comparatively earlier revelations of the Quran, which was revealed on the around the fourth year of the messenger in Mecca. Now we study the first and the second introduction. We made a good introduction to the chapter. I mean, good for me. I don't know whether it was good for you. And after the introduction, we just started the first and the second verses, studying the first and second verses. And we made our mind is ready for the third verse, which says, وَالنَّاشِرَاتِ نَشْرًا. It means, it's obvious, sparingly spreading the truth far and wide. Now we can think of it in terms of geographical space, far and wide, may be correct. And also in terms of human beings, all human beings, that they will be aware of this message. Again, that at least make it available for them, even if they are not aware of it. If they want, if they search, they will become aware of it. It will be available for them. Especially in the case of the revelation of the Quran, it was really spread very widely, very wide among the people, not only the neighboring people, according to the living conditions of that time, unimaginable to spread the message into even China, from Medina to China. That time was something unimaginable. The message went there, not only one merchant or something, the message went there, and the people started becoming aware of such a message, letting them know something very strange, unaccustomed, but at the same time, very friendly, welcomed warmly by the hearts of the people, by the reality of the people. They did not really straight away reject it. Most of them accepted it or took it under consideration, but they didn't really strongly reject it, especially common people, not the arrogant ones. The arrogant ones who thought that they were the elite of the society, leaders of the society. So in one way or the other, they were benefiting from the ignorance of the people. So they didn't want to lose their status. They wanted to preserve this status quo, and they resisted, but they were always maybe powerful, but definitely very minority in number. As far as Islam is concerned, the status of a person is not important. A person as a human being is important. Every human being has the ability to represent all the realities, the truth that they have in their spirit, in their heart. So for them, whether a shepherd embraces the message or a king or an emperor, regardless, of course, status wise, it is important, but in the eye of the Creator, as far as receiving the message by a heart of a person was the most important subject that the believers, the followers of this revelation, took into consideration. That was the most striking, one of the most striking side of the message. So this message was spread all around, especially deep into the hearts and minds of the people. It was very easy for every heart, every spirit of the people to take it in, digest in, confirm it within itself, within their hearts, their minds, because there should be nothing contradicting to their feelings. For example, if you hear that all human beings are free, everybody will say, yeah, the human beings must be free. But of course, because of the social structure and indoctrination of the minds, and also the human feelings are covered up, maybe is suffocated by the caprices of human beings. They may reject it outwardly, but they definitely will feel it within themselves that it must be the true one. It must be truth. So the following verse says, وَالْفَارِقَاتِ فَرْقًا. Now, that's an interesting verse. Thus, separating right and wrong, of course, with all clarity. I mean, what are you expecting from the message of the Creator to separate from what? From right and wrong, truth and falsehood, just and injustice, these kind of separations we can expect from the reality, from the message of the Qur'an, message of God. So we have to understand that this message is separating the false from the truth, or separating the truth from falsehood. So every human being must be able to perceive this separation and confirm it, because it must be appropriate to our feelings, our observation of the universe, whatever we deduce from it, so that we can be comfortable. We should be comfortable about the truthfulness of this message. وَالْفَارِقَاتِ فَرْقًا. Now, what is expected of the message to make this criterion, to make this separation between falsehood and truth? that is sometimes understood in an extreme way. What I mean by this, it is not clear. My language is not clear. Understood as if Quran is being very extreme. Either kill people or keep them alive, not in between. If they make some sort of mistakes, punish them a little bit, not really make them completely separated into a black and white terms. And also truth. Either there is a creator, or everything, every individual being, not human beings, everything in the universe must have the power to create. Human beings are included because they are the ones which are given the most powerful potentiality to do something, think about it, make a research, and try to change the relationship between the things. Of course, they use their reasoning, they have their free will to decide what to do, what not to do, which way that the things should be done. Lots of qualities. So, including human beings, even the inanimate beings must have the power to give existence to themselves and to other things. It means give existence to themselves means they must be self-sustaining of their own existence. It means they must be the source of being able to create something in order to be self-sustaining. It means not need anything to exist and to continue its existence, but at the same time must have all means to give existence to something else in any manner of existing, in any kind of form of existence. That is impossible to accept. That's why Quran uses these terms, extreme terms. It is difficult to understand. For example, describing paradise in such a wonderful way, flawless, perfect. Describing hell in a most horrible conditions. Everything is the source of torture for those people who did not submit to the truth. Okay. Why don't you be flexible? Why don't you be somehow resilient according to the conditions of things? Why so much extreme points? The language of the Quran is apparently troubling. People are either frightened or overjoyed. That's why the image that the word is presented nowadays is, if someone becomes a strong believer in the teachings of the Quran, they think that this person has no aim in his life other than killing the non-believers. It means those people who are not Muslims. He is occupied, his mind is occupied with this understanding. That's why this image is terrorist image. Muslim means terrorist. Lots of people embrace Islam, young generation especially, and their parents, especially elderly parents, are so much obsessed with the propaganda promoted by media. how many times I heard this story? I'm sure you must have heard of it as well. My parents said, how can you get married with your enemy? But the son or the daughter who is interested in getting married with a Muslim person, whether the person may be interested in converting in Islam or not, just wants to get married with a Muslim. Family becomes furious and accusing him, I can't believe you are crazy. You are getting married or combining your life with your enemy. They think that the first night, the other gender, whatever the gender, husband or wife, is going to kill the other one. Because the image is so extreme. They pick up the verses from the Quran and present to the public, general public. They say, look, the people, the Quran teaches them. In fact, this we have to be careful about this phrasing, this rhetoric. Muslims are innocent, but Islam, the Quran, is full of violence. So what happened in, I think, 1960 something, Catholic Vatican Council, they decided to accept that Muslims are saved. The Muslims were very happy. Now they said, oh, look, Catholic authority, the Pope authority, the council, that accepts us as people who are saved. No, it was a trick. Unfortunately, I hope it was the case, but it was a trick. Muslims are innocent people. They don't know Islam. If they knew it, they wouldn't really be affiliated themselves with this religion. Why? They are innocent. You see, the Muslims in the society, majority of them, great majority of them, they are very nice people. But the Quran is full of violence, terror. Do you see how the Prophet is encouraged to call people to war and kill the enemies wherever they can find? The famous verse they refer to. Yeah. Prophetic message is not about killing the people. Who never killed any people, any person or any people unless they attack him. Otherwise, if there was no physical attack, there was no physical defense in his life. But the descriptions are so horrible. Historical descriptions, narrations are horrible, distorted for some historical reasons. But in fact, Quran says, kill the idea of unbelief, denial, so that the people will be saved. If you kill a person, you will kill a man. But if you kill the idea of unbelief, first, the unbeliever person will die because he will live it, and a believer person will emerge. So, double the result rather than killing one person. It is nonsense according to teachings of the Quran, essentially, to kill the person unless he is not harmful to the society, physically harmful. But ideologically, of course, the Quran itself says, let those who want to deny, deny. Let those who want to believe, believe. Yeah. That is very obvious. So it is a contradiction. There is no compassion in religion. That is another thing. But all the physical conditions that describe it in the Quran, They are just hot war defense fighting conditions. So because we have to understand something. I think the distinction between right and wrong in the Quran, being in the extreme terms, is very disturbing, including the Muslims who read the Quran. Although they read in Arabic, they don't understand in general. But when they read the translation, which is translations of the Quran, which is very common now among the people, rightly so, because they wonder what the Quran is all about. They love it, they respect, they recite every day, at least 5 times a day, at least. Most of the people more than this. Remember, in its original language, and mostly they don't understand. Mostly, not all, but mostly. So when they read the translation, they say, oh, it is full of terror, violence, frightening descriptions of punishment of God. At the same time, it says God is merciful and follows that He's going to burn you, roast you, etc., in the fire again and again and again, replace your skins again and again so that you will feel the pain. Yeah, these are the descriptions in the Quran. No one can deny it. They are there. No one who is aware of the reality of these descriptions will be ashamed of it. Yeah, the pain of kufr in this world, pain of unbelief in this world is unbearable. Not for your skin. Look, all the unbelievers are healthy, benefiting from the mercy of God, eating all the things created by God freely, enjoying their life bodily. But spiritually, they are running away from the reality. If the reality occurs to them for any reason, for example, losing one of their beloved ones, etc., they start panicking, or running away from them by keeping themselves busy with work, etc. This is the reality. So we have to understand that Quranic descriptions are to be applied in our real life, real time life here. Here. When I deny God, nothing happens to me. Why does He say that I'm going to burn you? But when I remember what I denied, I start, all my feelings fall apart, completely disappointed. They are in pain because none of my feelings will be satisfied with complete annihilation, not being able to control anything in the world. That is extremely frightening, that is extremely disappointing for any human being who takes his life seriously, who thinks about his future seriously. If someone doesn't have a point of support, it means where they can trust that their expectations, genuine expectations that they feel in their heart, their feelings, their spirit, if they feel it, that they are going to be satisfied, he is overjoyed, comfortable in his existence. Nothing frightens him or her. But if they don't have this support, saying that nature is blind nature, everybody comes into this existence as a result of purposeless, unconscious behavior of natural events, and then going into annihilation again, within the unconscious order of the universe. And they don't really guarantee their future because order of the universe cannot really protect and guarantee any person's future. This feeling is completely crushing down all human feelings. That is why the Qur'an's description of the hell must be understood first within the conditions of this world. What is happening to my human feelings? So the next type of creation, my spirit will have a body which represents this pain of not having any point of support for my existence, for my hopes. There is no way to hope. All feelings are fallen into uh, despair. And this body that will be given to them in the new creation, in the next creation, according to the conditions that the spirit is ready to receive now as a result of his choices in this world, his results of his education in this world. Of course, he will be given a body which will enable them to live it, to experience it in bodily form as well. That is the description of life in hell, existence in hell. On the other hand, if someone submits his existence, his being, to an absolute being who is the creator of this feeling and who can fulfill the expectations of these feelings, and the person chooses to put his trust in that creator, I belong to him, I will turn to him, I will return to him, of course, by him, his choice. And no one wants to die, but we all die. It means the choice of death is not in our hand, although somebody commits suicide, still he applies the conditions of the order established by God, asking God to give me death. He cannot give death to himself freely by obeying the order of God. Whoever obeys the order, Allah creates the result, whether to choose life or not to choose life. Again, I'm not free. I'm still slave of the order. So we understand that we cannot really give life to ourselves, neither can we really give an end to our life on our free will. No, we have to ask the creator of the order of the universe to give the result, to create the result for us. He says, okay, whoever obeys the order, I will create the result. This is my choice, and I will return you back to me again. You cannot come to me. You don't know even how to sustain your life right now under your uh, control. You think that my life is under my control. I can choose. So these people who accept the ownership of their existence, their expectations are given to them by the absolute being, and these expectations will be fulfilled by the will of the absolute being. So they will be given bodies in the hereafter according to this understanding that they educated their feelings so that their feelings will be given the tools, body, to operate through, to enjoy the physical appearance of this form of understanding, which is leaving everything to the absolute being, so the spirit will experience the joy of the creation of the absolute being, manifestations of the absolute being, to keep his promise, which he has already given into human spirit. It is there. And the bodily enjoyment in the new creation must be realized. That is why, full of exuberant joy of human beings, described in the Qur'an in the form of paradise, in order to give the news to the people that they will be given tools in a new form of creation to entertain the results of their education. It's very simple. I mean, the same example, I keep giving the same example. If someone learns in the school while the school is acting during his period of education, at the end of the graduation, which is always, we say, death is the graduation from the school of the universe. So from the school of this universe, which means, as far as I am concerned, the universe continues, but my period of education in the universe ends when I die. So at the end of graduation, what I have in my mind, in my being, in my ability, in the form of my bodily being also, I am enabled to practice what I have learned. That is a new creation for me. Before I didn't know. Let's say I am a physical educator. It means sports uh, student. I learned how to play, let's say, tennis in the best way while I am in the school. After graduation, what happens? My body practices what I learned. That is a simple example taking place within the same kind of creation, but we call it in the course of time after the graduation of the education, graduation from the education. So we see it, we see the change as our body changes according to the capacity of our capacity, according to the level of our education. Exactly, we become a very competent physical educator, or let's say tennis coach, and maybe the teacher in another school. We can practice it physically as well as intellectually, and as well as our talent. We can do that. But as the Quran says, the last moment comes, the last moment comes, your repentance is not accepted. Why? I mean, it's understandable. Professor teaches, the student doesn't listen, doesn't come to class, whatever, and then asks for replacement of the education again, or the class again. Okay, as long as they go to the professor says, okay, I'll ask my assistant to repeat the class to you, or here are the texts, here are the material, you can learn again. If he just doesn't learn, if the person keeps not learning, at the graduation day, he knows that, oh, I don't have the degree now. I'm not going to give him the degree. Goes and runs to the professor and says, I'm sorry, professor, can I have some time to study and take the exam again? Professor said, this is the graduation day, I'm sorry. Administration has decided that you are not going to be given the degree. We cannot do it anything anymore. This is what human treatment, whether you are a believer or not, this is a just way of treating a person not repenting and really asking for forgiveness and replacing his mistakes. God keeps saying that don't come to me to the last day. It means graduation day. Don't come to me to the graduation day. To me at the on the graduation day. Come to me before. Come to me before and take the necessary actions so that I will uh, give you a passing degree. And we shouldn't wait until the last moment. The repentance, they say, the typical expression among the Muslims, the door of repentance is open. But last day, no. After the graduation, you are given a degree which says there is no degree. You are there. You don't get a degree, so there is no way to come back to this school of universe again. That's why the Quran is being a very describing a very real human reality in extreme polarizations. That is why Quranic language is either over exuberant, joyful of description of believers, believers' life in paradise, or extremely frightening description of life in hell. Why? Extreme poles. So let the people get the criterion. There is the verse, thus separating right and wrong with all clarity. I mean, they are not parallel. They are not on top of each other. They are in the opposite directions, 180-degree opposite directions. Which way are you going to take? I keep repeating this message, this understanding that which I myself find very satisfactory. Myself. That's why I keep sharing it. When we say Ihtina Sirat al-Mustaqim, please God, we worship you, we acknowledge you as our owner, and we know that all kinds of help come from you. If you didn't favor us with your mercy, compassion, we would have nothing at all. We cannot create anything. وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ mean this. We seek your help. No, we have to understand the foundations of this kind of vocabulary used in the Quran. We cannot do anything. Whatever we get from you. So we want also guidance, which direction we will get. And Ihtina Sirat al-Mustaqim, guide us to the straight path, which means the path which goes to parasitical life, as it is described in the Quran. Go there. But the Quran doesn't say, reach the end. No, it says, ask me to put you on the right path. It means which goes to belief in the absoluteness of God, and the result is belief in the perfect life in paradise possible by the will of the Creator, who has the potent, who is in powerful enough to create this, if you like. With He is absolute, He can create whatever He wills. So with no difficulty. So put me on this path. That is the most encouraging news for me, for myself. I always find myself falling short for my expectations. I keep forgetting. I keep deviating. I keep falling into making lots of mistakes in my life, especially forgetting, being negligent of the truth, covers up almost almost all, let's say, of my all part of my life. Sometimes a little bit freckles of light. I say, oh, Alhamdulillah, thank God. Otherwise, full of negligence, full of forgetfulness. Uh, oh, most of the time, I overcome by my ambitions, anger. That's my reality. But I say, am I on the wrong track? It means track of denial that there is no God. That's why I am doing all this. No, no, no, I cannot. Why do you not act them perfectly? I'm trying, but okay, I'm on the way. Alhamdulillah. That's what we have to benefit from, this clear cut description of right and wrong in the Quran. But mostly we read, we hear that Quran makes the distinction between right and wrong. This understanding is right in its essence, but not enough to me. Right and wrong in the extreme poles are described in the Quran. That's my clear-cut distinction between right and wrong. This emphasis of the language, I want to hear this. Otherwise, yes, right or wrong is described, tafriq, farqan. It is important to notice the vocabulary. That's why I emphasize on the clear cut, although separating right or wrong with all clarity. Somehow, all clarity makes it justifies the meaning. But well, fariqat means making the difference between right and wrong, and the one which makes the difference between right and wrong, fariq, and plural, all distinctions between right and wrong. Okay, farqan. What is that? What is this? Another with a perfect, clear distinction. Another stress. This is called maf'ul mutlaq. Yeah, for those who know Arabic a little bit, which emphasizes on the nature of the word related here, faraqa, farraqa actually here, tafriqat, fariqat, okay, faraqa. So this verse, again repeated, farqan again, it means definitely, most clearly, in great details, the difference between right and wrong. Now, as far as the reality of our senses is concerned, our sense makes the difference between right and wrong according to the criterion we take for ourselves. Now, this uh, penetrates into our feeling, this distinction, clear-cut distinction, penetrates into our feeling so much clearly obvious for us that we have no doubt about it. For example, we know that there are three main venues for us to confirm the truth, or to confirm what's right, what's wrong, make the distinction. We all know that we emphasize and keep repeating the universe is a witness. Human senses are witnesses, and also revelation. The prophets bring to us also is a witness, under which can be understood this is a real, true, revealed guidance from the creator of this universe, from my creator, both. I am in this universe, integrated into this universe. I cannot separate myself from the rest of the existence of the universe. So much mixed up my physical and emotional, sensual connections with the universe. So I cannot really separate myself. So our Creator is speaking in this message. If a message does not fit to the conditions of the creation or the message that I get from the creation within myself or from the universe, I cannot accept it. So this message also, after being proved for me or by me, I can comfortably confirm it. So we have to understand that three venues are coming, and three of them are conveying almost the same message in different forms. In the physical appearance form in the universe, in emotional experience form within human being, and also intellectual uh, understanding, perception of the truth in the revelation, intellectual description of it in the language of the human beings. So the three winners are presented to us uh, in this creation, and we can go into our feelings that, let me see where the evidence show that the right and wrong is clearly cut. For example, go to the universe, the very physical existence of the universe, which is available for everyone, and everybody should know that uh, I can go and study and see it. For example, is there any single atom which acts independently from obeying the order of the universe? Question one. Can anybody show it? Then everything collapses because there is an ambiguity in the creation. So, but the message says, no, we cannot find. Can we? No. Impossible. Is there anything in the universe which needs to be given existence, or which doesn't need to be given existence? I mean, self-existing. Look at yourself. Look at the things around you. Self-existing. Nothing. It means everything is created. Everything is bound by the order of the universe. Everything exists within the order of the universe. And the order of the universe controls everything and enslaves, if you like, everything to obey itself. But where the order and the existence of everything within the order which are obeying this order come or came from, that's so obvious. As the Quran says, a thing can only be can only be either created or the creator. Is there any creator in the universe? Ilahun ma'allah. Ilahun ma'allah. How many times is repeated in the Quran? Is there any creator other than the one who has given existence to the whole universe? Is there any creator, anything which has the power to create within the universe? Come on, show me. Create, give existence. We use the universe and combine the parts of the universe which already exist within the order of the universe, and We think we gave a new shape to it by obeying the order of the universe, which is allowed by the order of the universe. It means we have to explain the source of the existence of the order of the universe. That is very legitimate question. Everything subject to it, but order does not subject to anything within the universe, but it has its own self-existence. Its self-existence means with not being dependent on the existence of anything, but it itself is well organized, well arranged. By what? Because it is dominant over the universe. The parts of a machine cannot be the maker of the whole machine. The question is, who made the whole machine? It's a very simple question. It's reasonable. So we understand this through the witnessing of the universe that right and wrong, there is a creator, there must be a creator, and there should not be a creator, is clearly, with no doubt, no gray area, demonstrated there. How about our feelings? Do you have any feeling? I asked this question to myself. Do I have any feeling which says I exist by myself? I found them. Do I have any cell in my body, physical body, cell, atom, whatever, molecule, whatever you call it, any organ, which says I exist by myself? Everything says I am made in this way. The problem is no one, whether believer or not, no one in the world claim that heart is made in this way. But the problem is who is or what is the maker? People are free to interpret it. But interpretation is an intellectual activity. Look, observation is an intellectual activity, but physically presented in front of your feelings. It means your five feelings, bodily feelings, eyes, touching, ear, tongue, etc. But interpretation is an intellectual activity, interpreting it. Intellectual activity must be supported with evidence. They say nature. Definitely, I need evidence for the existence of nature within the universe, because who claim that nature is the source of existence of the form of my heart to function in this way as it is, as it does. Okay, intellectual existence, I am interpretation of the existence of my heart. I am asking this question: is there any matter which we know how to form a heart, give an existence to an organ which is called heart, function in this way? But we found it. Whether we found it as a result of the productive action of nature itself, or the one who established and gave existence to the universe within a perfect order, this one creates the form of heart within the order of this universe, because order is his will. Order means his will. According to his will, gives the form of my heart unique to me, and accordingly creates my according to creates earth. Excuse me, something attracted my attention. According to my needs, and puts my life in an order as long as I am given existence. Now, if I say the source is within the universe, not the source of the existence of the universe, I have to see the sign within the universe. But what the trick is going on there? They play with the word. As the universe is given existence within a perfect form, they say, look, it is existing by itself. Why? I don't see God. Of course you don't see God. If you see God, it won't be a God. God is the creator of the universe. How can you see the creator within the creator things? It is the creator things. If you want to see God, it means that thing that you are looking, that object that you are looking to see, must be within the universe and must be a created being, and therefore it cannot be the creator. It is the created being itself. Because everything in the universe needs to be given existence. That is very consistent to my understanding. Whether it makes sense to you or not, that is up to you to decide, and let me know what you think about it. Let me see if there is anything going in chat. Oh, I didn't understand. Val Blankson. I thought we learned to read the Quran in this course. Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, I said to learn to read the Quran. Yeah. No. We are learning how to read the meanings of the Quran, not the alphabet. I don't know whether this friend is still among us or not. Yeah, Osman, I'll give you the microphone. But whether how to read, of course, Elif, Ba, Ta, Tha, this reading alphabet. No, it is too late for this class. It is too, yeah, Sal Langson is here. No, we read we study how to understand the way of reading the meaning of the Quran. But welcome, if you don't mind, please, we don't, you can find many people, even you can learn how to read the Quran in the way that you asked me. I think in the chat box, maybe it was privately sent to me. Thank you for expressing your feelings. I welcome you again. So, there are many websites teaches how to read the Quran, but we are trying to learn to read into the meanings of the Quran. So, Osman, please go ahead. I am here.
Assalamu alaikum. I have a brief comment. Mainly, I liked the interpretation or the way you expressed that the order of the universe, the elements in it are enslaved to that order. And it's quite interesting since that's essentially, it's so enslaved to the point where we can mistake the elements as if they were essentially behave like as if they were acting, or some people would interpret this as if they were acting on their own behalf. Now, the point that I wanted to ask slash make is like most people that look at the order wouldn't, like thinking about the order, wouldn't say that it's coming from the thing themselves, but they will still attribute it to something. Now, the question is, what are we attributing the order to? And at least in my experience, if some people would attribute it to nature to avoid attributing it, let's say, to a creator, just because they would think that that concept is essentially might be charged, so they stay away from essentially attributing the order that we perceive and that we observe to a thing. Now, the problem, right? So I don't have per se a problem with somebody attributing the order to something, as long as we define what that thing is. And if we attribute it to whatever the qualities of this thing is, we would say it is omnipresent, it is powerful, it is like essentially given properties or qualities to this attribute, then I don't have a problem with it. The problem arises when we are not qualifying the term and then just leaving it abstract. And it can happen also if somebody says, okay, God created everything, like without going deeper into understanding what we mean by these terms, then it becomes very difficult to understand, or at least to make it personal, in the sense of how do I see my relationship to these created beings that are around me. So I think, I mean, in summary, what I wanted to say is that if we don't qualify who the creator is, regardless of what you call it, you can call it nature if you'd like, you can call it God if you'd like, but without qualifying what we mean by the term, then it becomes, at least to me, it becomes abstract and I can't relate to it. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. I agree with you. That's why I always use this concept that whatever you say, whether nature or something that is the cause of existence of something, it proves the first one, that the thing, whatever we study, needs to be given existence. That is good. That is what the Quran says. Everything needs to be given existence. Two, of course, it must be interpreted or described, attributed to something, and this thing must be qualified. I agree with you. But one thing that we have to bear in mind, in this qualification, if I am using this qualification within the universe, I must be able to see the evidence of it within the universe. For example, if I say, the example is the cell of my heart, which really functions in the perfect way. So it is unbelievable. It just pumps automatically, electrical power comes, whatever it is, like a perfect machine. Anyways, now working in this way. Now they call it, this is some sort of muscles, the heart has this muscle, they call it different names. So it functions by itself. That's what they see it. Yeah, I can say this machine works with electricity. Why? Because I put the power in it and it works. If there is no power in it, it doesn't work. So everybody knows that you don't have to be a very great scholar about it. So whatever you see there, everybody says heart is working in this way. This is not a problem, but how are we talking about this source of existence of something, anything, within the conditions of the universe or not within the conditions of the universe? That is the problem. If I claim that the nature of universe itself is producing itself, look at the word, and therefore it develops by itself and produces the heart, the muscles of the heart or the cells of the heart by itself. This programming quality must be somehow perceivable somehow, perceivable within the matter itself. Because I am claiming that, by the way, Usman, your hand is up. So if you want to raise your hand again, I may be misleading. So you can lower it. If you're not, I can lower it. Okay, thank you. So it must be qualified within the conditions of the universe. But on the other hand, if I say that the source of existence of the cell of my heart cannot be anything of this universe because they are all in need of being given qualities to themselves, existence to themselves, existence of the qualities by something else. Because as a human being, I think of myself, I can see. Can I be the source of existence of my power of sight? My eyes, my power of sight. Of course, power of sight is different from eyes. So that person has a dead body, has eyes, but they don't see. Why? The power of sight is something not of material, something related to life. We call it all these factor life. We don't know what we are talking about. No one knows what life is. But we see the function of it. No one, even the most highly educated biologist, knows what life is. Only they see how it functions. They say, oh, there is life or there is no life. But what is the nature of it? Nothing. Why? Because it's a matter. When it's not matter, I cannot perceive it. But I can interpret its qualities. Intellectual, sensual experience, intellectual interpretation are different matters. We can interpret it. Now, I am interpreting the cause of existence of my heart, keep it simple, as the one who it must be the source of existence of the universe, not the universe, not of the nature of the universe. That is very simple question, statement, straightforward statement, not the nature of the universe. What I did, my interpretation went out of the universe and the necessary existent being who is not, by definition, nature of the universe, must be the source of existence. Such a being must exist, and I cannot describe it because I can describe it in anything only within the conditions of this universe. That is my capacity. That is what I am. That is why I am responsible for, to take care of and act accordingly, decide accordingly, and look at my feelings. How do they feel? My feelings say, I need endless existence with perfect satisfaction. Yeah, happiness. I want happiness, really. I want to be happy forever. Okay, anything in the universe can make sure that not all forever, but in a short time period, that is possible to enjoy it? No, on the spot. Whatever I like, immediately I experience it, it disappears. I experience it, it disappears. So clear between right and wrong. The thing which disappears cannot be the source of existence of my pleasure. It is employed and taken in another one. Why it is taken? Because I may think that this is giving me the pleasure of happiness. No, no, no. It is not given. The creation is taking place in such a way that it's not given any possibility that the thing that I am experiencing and enjoying cannot be the source of my enjoyment. by it is apparent disappearance of itself from creation. That is called time. We call it time. Coming into existence and taken away from existence. All the moments are constantly being like this. It means the things which constantly disappear from existence goes into past. It means yesterday we call it. We cannot get it back. We cannot catch it again. It doesn't exist anymore. A new day is existent in front of me now. This makes the distinction so clear cut that the things cannot be the source of existence of anything because they disappear immediately. My yesterday that disappeared as I lived second by second, minute by minute. It goes, it goes, it goes, it goes. It means my previous existence cannot sustain my present existence because it disappeared itself. It means something mysterious going on in this universe. Then I cannot deny the reality that something else, apart from this universe itself, but not of the nature of this universe, is consciously, deliberately, and with uh, absolute power and knowledge and every qualities operating on this universe. That is why if a person interprets the cause of existence as to be the one who is absolute, not of the nature of the universe, La ilaha illallah means this. La ilaha, nothing of the universe, nature of the universe can be the source of existence. Illallah, but the one who must exist for my understanding. That is important for my explanation of existence is called in the language of the Quran and the revelation in the language of all religious traditions, if you like, according to their how do you say scriptures, their books, their written revelations. That being is called God. God means you cannot think of it in terms of the universe, but every single being points to its existence. That is the description we learn from the religious scriptures, and universe witnesses it and comes to my feelings. What does my feelings feel about it? Now, let's go the following verse. And sorry, وَالْمُلْقِيَاتِ ذِكْرًا. And then giving forth a reminder. Mulqiyat, ilqa. I mean, if you like, uh, throwing into something, presenting something, I don't know, they call it throw, ilqi, asak, for example, throw your, or almost throw your stuff, the same word, mulqiyat, continuously uh, putting the things forward. How to say, I mean, giving forth, relating to what I don't know how to say it in English. Mulqiyat, dhikran, in the form of reminder, as a reminder. Why reminder? Why continuously inspiring into the feelings of people, into the real aspect of the universe, continuously this message is delivered in the universe, in my feelings, as a reminder. Of course, we cannot think of a reminder in terms of the universe. We have to take it because to ourselves, because we have the capacity given. We are given the capacity to remember, to recover the reality again and again, ingrained within ourselves. Now, why reminder? Now, God, the revelation, the Qur'an, who God speaks in the Quran, God never says that it is a completely new thing. No, it says it is a reminder. It means something already exists. Here, the reality, it means possible interpretation, or it means the tools which can perceive this interpretation, if you like, this understanding, if you like, this conclusion, human conclusion, whatever the word you use, it already exists in this universe, and just but this feelings, this reality in the universe. When you look at the universe, you see a, uh, I mean, matter out there. But as you get closer to it and study it, you will see that lots of interesting things are going on. It is there. But in human feelings, I see, oh, I am tired, I'm going to sleep and wake up. But what is sleep? What is waking up? What is resting? What do you mean by resting? What is resting? Which is resting? We just call it by names. We don't know their reality. That's how we are created. It is within us. But these feelings are dormant, inert within us, not active, inactive within us. That the Quran comes like the seed. It has the potentiality to, to become, it is created with the potentiality to become a plant or whatever it is, maybe a tree, maybe a vegetable plant, whatever, a grass, whatever it is there. When you put water and wet it, it cracks and shoots start coming up. What does it mean? What does it mean? As if awakening what is in it. Revelation always likens itself to rain coming from the sky. It means coming from the sky means, if you like, a bow from the universe. Rain comes from within the universe, but as it comes, that is just a simile, if you like, an analogy. The water comes from the, of course, created in this way, from the clouds, and every seed starts flourishing and remembering what it had in his potentiality, inert power, dormant power. It is awakened. Revelation, the speech and the guidance of God also is like this. It comes from the Creator, reaches into our hearts, and revives what is already potentially dormant within our feelings, within our consciousness, and it awakens it. That is why the name of the Quran is dhikr. The most description of the Quran is based on dhikr, dhikr, dhikr. Yeah, dhikran, tazkira, muzkir, these kind of words. Here, dhikran. So, as a reminder, as a reminder, it is always as the water comes to the seed, to the soil, and just awakens the seed, exactly it comes to my soil, human body, and awakens my seed, which is potentiality, human potentiality, the spirit, and awakens it, and it remembers, yeah, that is really true. Why I don't really remember that? Why I don't act accordingly? I'm just sleeping there, dormant. you know, this the dormant, the word, original word means sleep, really, sleeping, to sleep. So, uh, what am I? Why am I doing this? Why am I being in this position? Why don't I wake up by myself and come to my own self? So this awakens the human feelings, and I, if you like, re uh, open myself, rediscover myself, and say, ah, yeah, that is really true. I need an absolute source, absolute being to put my trust in. I cannot trust the universe. This is transient. And I don't like transient. And the message says, yes, yes, you don't like transient. لا أحب الآخرين. Whatever is transient, I don't like it. Because it cannot really act on its own. It is slave of the universe, at the order of the universe. Therefore, the order is representing, as far as we can see, the will, the choice, the decision, the manifestation of the power, the will of the creator, the absolute being. So this absolute being, that is what I need to put my trust in. So I said, okay, I belong to him. He gave me existence. He is really mentoring my existence, if you like, operating my existence. So I am just utilizing whatever the opportunities he gives me, and he will decide when I am going to get out of this school of the universe, graduate from this universe. That is a perfect fitting uh, idea, so that my feelings confirm it comfortably with no hesitation. So I'm fully satisfied, but the universe doesn't satisfy me, because I cannot put my trust in the universe. It doesn't have any power, it doesn't have any free will, it doesn't have any knowledge. That wherever I hit the thing, go and put the things, they stay there. They have no choice at all. Nothing has any choice in this universe. So it is obvious. So before the time is up, we have to come into this zikra is very important. Quran, we have to pay attention when we say Quran, the revelation, etc. We have to remember first, it is the reminder. It means the awakening message. Awakening, I wouldn't say information. Awakening, the best way, how can I say it? If you find any better word, please share with me. Awakening inspirations, maybe. Oh, okay. All right. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Is there any suggestion? Let's say, okay. Let me see what's going on. Something is going on. Hey, Colin Turner writes, anyone can read the Quran. A tape recorder can read it beautifully, but not everyone can understand the meanings. And this is why classes such as this are so precious and so rare. That's Colin, really certain institute in Canada offers daily classes like this for free. They have sisters and brothers classes. Yes, correct. Not everyone can understand it. Corinne says, let me read it in order to get into the records. So, I doubt that any institution in Canada or elsewhere looks at Quran in the way that these classes do that. I have looked for 40 years or more for classes such as this one and have never found anything this profound or this consequential. Thank you for the comment, but I cannot claim anything more than what I see here. All right, what I read. Okay, that is Colin's idea. I hope it is. Inshallah, it is. So that I wouldn't like to waste your time. So, Uzran ev Nuzran. What does it mean? I mean, it is translated ending excuses and giving warnings. Translation, whatever the translation you choose, impossible just to justify what the message is reading. What I understand from this, ending excuses, it means the case is so clearly presented to me. It is presented to me under the witnessing of the universe and myself and the written text or spoken text out there. Here it is, giving me how to think, how to conclude, and demonstrating the true face of the creation, of the universe, and of myself as well. So I would have no excuses to say, oh, I didn't know. I didn't have any clue of it. I didn't hear. I didn't see any witness, any evidence out there in the universe or within myself. No. So that is why their revelation must make the difference, distinguish the difference between right and wrong so clearly, not next to each other. No, on the opposite poles. Opposite poles never get together. Can you get the North Pole and South Pole together next to each other? Impossible. It wouldn't be the North Pole, it wouldn't be the South Pole. So, Quran doesn't speak on the equators, as an, of course, just an example. On the equator, it speaks on the North Pole as representing right or wrong, whatever, but let's say right, and representing in the south part the wrong. That's opposite to each other. So clear, no confusion. So no one says that I didn't really understand. No, it was so clear. La ilaha illallah. There is nothing in the universe which has the power to create. Nothing, with no exception. And there is only the one who is the source of existence of this universe. That is so absolute being. With all the qualities, the source of qualities that we see in this universe, the qualities, the things are given, it is the one, that absolute being. All the qualities of this absolute being must be absolute, because look at the universe, all the qualities in each thing is present at every moment in everything. Everything. So, no way to confuse. No excuse is possible after you receive this reminder. So, and giving warnings, nuzran. It is, time is up. But keep it short. Why warning? The truth is out there. You are given the criterion, and witnesses are out there speaking. If you still, all human beings who have consciousness, who are aware of what they are doing, who are aware of what is right and what's wrong, everything is demonstrated. Every witness, every evidence is demonstrated in the observation, in the perception of human beings so clearly, and then you still go rejecting this perfect criterion, saying that no, no, it is not saying the truth. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? You are being told just opposite of what you are. For accused of being a thief, accused of being a murderer, what do you do? Do you, or insulting your honor, honesty? What do you do? It says you, not necessarily I'm talking about the believer, non-believer. No, everybody, every human being. If you are accused of being a liar, telling a lie to people, cheating people, for example, whereas you don't, okay? In your reality, you don't. What do? Take the man to court. You are dishonoring me. You are really treading on my honor. You are insulting me. How can you insult me? And you are just producing lie, manufacturing lies for me, against me. What do? For example, you have done all the work in the company perfectly, and your boss came. You did perfectly. Boss came and said, you are fired because you did nothing. What do? Hmm? You just, okay, sir, I accept it. And I just walk out of the company. by by warning us, look, if you go against this, what you will do, you will be punished. How? Now, although the time is up, I know, I am aware of it. I also need to pray soon. Time is getting late, but this must be explained. You are accused of it, accused of something, and you are warned here in this world. You didn't take notice of it. What happens? For example, somebody came and said to you, to me, Ali, you are enjoying this, but you will leave everything. What happens? You will lose everything you have tomorrow. What do? You start panicking. You start panicking. You don't like this warner to come to you if you don't like it. But the Quranic warning is different. Quran says, if you take the wrong attitude, you will be punishing yourself. You will deserve the punishment within or yourself. You will torture yourself. You will deprive of yourself from all sort of pleasure that you like. You look forward to receiving, to enjoying it. You cannot get pleasure from the from the things that you are enjoying yourself, because they are leaving you. You know that you are going to leave them alone as well. So you will be left with nothing, and you will rot at the end, become a compost in the earth. You won't be aware of yourself. even, your existence even. That is what an unbeliever, the denier, has to feel. That is the punishment you are suffering now, not after you die. No, no, not after you die. You know this news within yourself. You will torture yourself here. And accordingly, you didn't study the class. You didn't learn anything. You didn't accept the teachings of the professor. At the end, you will go into life with no knowledge. What are you going to do? No qualification, no profession, no job, and you will just be a homeless man. That is your result. You cannot say that the school punished me. No, school didn't punish you. School, at the end of every test, professor told you that you get F, you get F. No, so you deserve F, you deserve F. F plus F plus F equals to non-degree. You are qualified for nothing. At the end, you will leave nothing. That is hell. You will experience nothing. That's hell. Hell is the place where God's mercy, God's compassion do not exercise. Lack of God's compassion, what can help you? Think about it. What can give you pleasure, but from itself? It is created in this way. That's why you enjoy it. As soon as you enjoy it, it disappears and you keep asking for another enjoyment. It disappears again by itself. But enjoyment is presented to you constantly so that you will understand the source is not the object that you are interacting with. The source of pleasure is the one who is employing these tools to you, not the thing itself. Now, this news gives us warning so that uh, I feel it within myself. The warning reminds me that you will be punished by what? You will be punished by the attitude, by the interpretation you made for yourself. It means the source of torture is yourself. That's why the Quran says your skins, your feet, your arms, and your eyes or your beings will witness against you. On the other hand, we will study this next time, as the verse 11 states, the messengers will stand. I am sorry, Ali, didn't I tell you? You will torture yourself because you said the things, the matter is the source of existence. Okay, ask the matter come to you by itself to help you now. So that was your choice. And you will have no help from matter itself. Okay? The On the one side, my own choice will witness. On the other side, the messengers will witness. My spirit will witness. Didn't I tell you, you will torture yourself here? Didn't I remind you with the feelings that I presented to your consciousness? So this is a very consistent to me message that Quran just tries to awaken me by giving examples and reminding me what is right, what is wrong, teaching me what's right, what's wrong, and reminding me that I will not have any excuse at all, and I will not escape from torturing myself. So hell is the place where we will torture by ourselves. It means by our choices. So accordingly, we will be treated, we will be given a body which exercise, which will really exercise, or which really feel itself in its creation, so that I will be burning within myself. I will be burning within my own existence. Why did I do this mistake? Why did I make this mistake? Continuously complaining and feeling the pain of this, how to say, non-satisfaction, unsatisfaction of what my expectations are there, because the things I associated the hope to, I attached my hope to, will have no power, no will to help me, to come to my aid. That is the reality of hell. I don't think the Quran says the extra punishment will come, because Quran says, look, your good deeds are, Quran's message is this, your good deeds are multiplied by the mercy of the Creator, but your bad deeds, it means mistakes, wrong conceptions, wrong choices, will be rewarded, it means compensated, 1 to 1. It means equal to itself. It means as I have chosen ignorance, I will graduate from the universe ignorant, as an ignorant man, because ignorance is my gain. That's it. No more, no less. Exactly, the Quran gives many examples of it. No more, no less. So you will be within yourself experiencing what your reality is in the bodily form. That is what the news comes from the revelation. Thank you very much. Inshallah, I will see you next Monday, Wednesday, Saturday classes as well. Thank you very much. I will just stop it. Inshallah, next Monday we will continue studying the book. Let me see. Yes, verse 7, inshallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم إن الحمد لله رب العالمين وآخر دعوانا إن الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم